everybody, welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm going to be making some fish. I'm going to be roasting some salmon in the oven, and I will be serving that with some rice as well as some vegetables. I am going to season the fish pretty simply and cook it in the oven until it's done, and then let me show you what I use for the vegetables. So I'm going to be using some kale as well as bok choy. I will be sauteing this together with some ginger and garlic, as well as some soy sauce, rice vinegar, and then I will be finishing it with some toasted sesame oil and sesame seeds. And for the salmon, I'm going to be using just a little bit of fish sauce as well as salt and pepper. Okay, so for my salmon, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little bit of fish sauce. You don't need very much. Clean hands, and then just, splash a few drops and spread it around. And then I'm going to just sprinkle it lightly with a little bit of salt. And then some pepper. And I'm preheating my oven to 375. I'm just going to pop this in and let it cook until it's done. Now I've already have some rice that's starting to cook on the stove, and I'm just making plain rice to go with the dinner. And I'm prepping my vegetables. So I know that there are some people that they don't really like kale on its own, or they have a hard time eating kale. What I did with these right now, I rinsed them really good, and then I'm pulling the leaves off of the stem, or this very harsh, that you don't want to be eating that. It's too hard. So you just want to pull the leaves off. And then after you do that, you can slice it, or you can just do it by hand. Just tear them up into smaller pieces. The other thing with the kale, I didn't dry off the water after washing them. I left whatever water was on the leaves there, and that's going to help them cook when I have them in the pot. Okay, now for the bok choy, again, I have rinsed them up. You can pull it off by the leaves, and maybe just, actually the ends are pretty clean. Now the reason why I did bok choy to go with the kale, it's because I'm doing a bit of an Asian twist, and it's pretty mild. I like that it stays crunchy when you cook it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chop up the rest of this, and then I'm also gonna chop up my garlic and my ginger. I'm gonna start with that in the pan, and then I'm gonna add my bok choy first because it just needs slightly longer than the kale, I feel. For my garlic, I'm just going to chop it up. I don't want to put this through the garlic press. I do want the pieces. If you put it through a garlic press, it will end up being a little bit too strong. And then same thing for the ginger. I'm going to be chopping it up. So I went ahead and put my garlic and ginger in the pan with some vegetable oil, and then I turned on the heat. I want to bring this up to medium heat, a little bit slow. I've also put in just a pinch of salt to kind of bring out the flavor from the ginger and the garlic. And as it starts to sizzle, it'll start to cook up a little bit, and then I'm going to drop in my bok choy. So you want the ginger and the garlic to become fragrant. And I'm just stirring this so that it doesn't burn. I have my heat to just under medium. In this way, it also infuses the oil with the flavor of the garlic and ginger. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop in the bok choy and just kind of stir fry this a little bit. And once this has had a head start, I did cover it for about a minute so that the steam would help it cook. So now I'm going to add in the kale, and I might have to do this in batches just because I do have a lot and my pan isn't big enough, but the idea is put the kale in, let it steam down a little bit. You can add salt, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to use some soy sauce. And you want to turn this so that it starts to wilt down. I will end up covering this a little bit so that it steams as well, and it'll help it. Okay, so once you've had it covered for about a minute, you can go ahead and take the lid off, and it turns into a very vibrant green color. And what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna add just a little bit of rice wine vinegar, and that'll add some acidity. You don't need much, just a splash. If you wanted to add some crushed red pepper flake to this, you can. The amount of garlic and ginger is totally up to you. You can put as much or as little as you'd like. I'm going to put a little bit more soy sauce. And this is about done. And now that I've shut the heat off, I'm going to sprinkle some sesame seeds on this. And I'm just going to drizzle a touch of sesame oil. Again, you don't need a lot. It's more for the aroma. And stir this around well. My fish is about ready too, as well as my rice. So I'm going to show you how I plate this. This is what the fish looks like when I pulled it out of the oven. You'll know it's ready when it actually flakes. You could see, like, you know, this is good. This is, I hope it's not overcooked. I don't think so. But it looks really good. It smells really good. If you have a problem that you don't like the smell after you cook salmon in the oven, then make sure you have some windows open and light a candle after. So this is the finished plate. Well, not finished yet, but again, really easy, super easy, and really nutritious. If you didn't want to do white rice, you can do brown rice, you can do pasta, you can do bread, you can do no starch. Totally up to you, but since, again, this was kind of going into the Asian flavor, I did stick with plain rice to let the flavor of the greens and the fish come through. Tonight's dinner was really easy to prepare. I first put the rice to cook on the stove, just per stovetop instructions. And then I prepared the fish, stuck that in the oven. While that was cooking, I made the greens. So it's really, really easy, weeknight friendly. It's fairly healthy. And you know, you can also find salmon or any other fish, by the way, in your grocery store at different price points. So if you feel like, oh no, fish is way too expensive, don't worry about it, because it's very likely that you can find something within your budget. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, I will have a detailed description of how I prepared the meal tonight. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer. And as always, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to hit the notification button, I believe you do have that option as well. I will see you all next time. Bye.